It's now at 5. The Wapato School District hoping voters will approve a $33 million bond to help update some significant infrastructure. We'll break down where that money is going to be spent. And a Richland Rehabilitation Center is taking a top national distinction. What the center says it's doing to maintain its standards and patient care. Plus, President Biden meets with Ukrainian President Zelensky to discuss aid to help fight in the Russia-Ukraine war, why some lawmakers want to keep that aid back here at home, and what they would like to see the money go towards instead.
Well, we've had cloudy skies, lots of gloom, and even a little bit of mist sprinkles in the air. I'll give you all the details on when this might clear up in my First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. The Wapato School District is asking voters to approve a $33 million bond during the February 13th special election to completely replace Camas and Sadis elementary schools with one brand new elementary school, as well as a full replacement for Pace High School. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell got an inside look at the schools and why the district says they need to be replaced.
I got a tour of Camas Elementary School from the principal, and he showed me that while they've done the best that they can to try and make do and make everything look as good as possible, the real problem is behind closed doors. It's an outdated electrical HVAC and water system, infrastructure that dates back to 1936 for Pace High School, 1948 for Camas Elementary, and 1952 for Sadis Elementary. Some equipment getting too old to find replacement parts for, and others just breaking, like the water main break at Sadis this spring. The buildings lacking more secure systems for the front doors, fire sprinkler systems, and not up to code for state energy efficiency requirements.
There are things that we have made do, but we're at a time that making do is going to cost us more than really going back and doing it right to current standards and codes.
Coming up at 6, we'll get a closer look inside those schools and what approving a bond to replace them would mean for taxpayers. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. We'll check in with you in a bit, but for right now, let's talk about your forecast. Stacey Lee is tracking that.
That's right. I'm just checking out that evening commute, that traffic on Highway 240 tonight. We've had cloudy skies, gloomy, even some sprinkles earlier. That's not technically rain, it's just low clouds and fog dropping that moisture. That humidity level is at 92%, so a lot of moisture in the air. 42 degrees. We're going to see cooler temperatures overnight than we saw last night. We've been tracking that dense fog once again in the Cle Elum area. We're looking good down the Yakima Valley into the Columbia Basin. We have better visibility than we did just 2 hours ago, and we're seeing some reduced visibility here tonight in Walla Walla and Pendleton. Our weather track for the next couple of days, again, ridge of high pressure. A weak system approaches from the Pacific. Then it's going to move in, bringing moisture to the west side and some snow showers in the Cascades. Not a substantial amount, however. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's coming up in the next 24 hours. Those temperatures are staying in the 30s. We don't deviate a lot. Look at 37 up to 39, but there is going to be dense fog again in the morning, most of the day for Tri-Cities. The same thing in Yakima. So a lot going on weather-wise. Pretty mild week, but just lots of, gloomy, overcast conditions. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Congressional lawmakers passed a bill Monday night aimed at improving healthcare transparency and affordability. The Lower Costs, More Transparency Act passed the House easily with a final vote of 320 to 71. If signed into law, it would act more like an enforcer to Trump administration transparency rules. This proposal is supposed to drive down medical care costs for Americans at a time when inflation has a stronghold on the economy. Washington State Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers was one of the lawmakers who helped champion this act.
Over 90% of Americans believe that we should know what the price is. You think about how inflation is driving up the cost of our gas, our groceries. We're able to shop around and know where we can get the best value for the money that we're spending.
The bill could also save patients from paying 2 to 3 times more for the same medical services when they're performed at a hospital rather than in a doctor's office. Now, this proposal still needs to pass the Senate before it would potentially head to President Biden's desk. The Texas Supreme Court has ruled against an expectant mother who is seeking an abortion. 31-year-old Kate Cox is 20 weeks pregnant, and doctors determined her fetus has a low survival chance. They said the longer she continues the pregnancy, the greater risk to her health and future fertility. Initially, a court granted her permission for the procedure, but Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton appealed that decision to the state's Supreme Court, which, as we just heard, ruled against Cox's request on Monday.
They clearly want to continue to be able to control people's lives instead of allowing physicians to make the medical decisions that make the best sense for them and their patients.
I also hope that people can see themselves in Kate and her family, as so many people can relate to, the tragic loss of a wanted pregnancy. And when you add on top of that, the cruel and inhumane treatment that her state has put her through, it's truly unimaginable.
Now, attorneys representing Cox say she's received offers to help with her abortion in places as far away as Colorado and even Canada. Her attorneys are not sharing details about her final decision, but a similar challenge we know is playing out in a Kentucky state court. Special counsel Jack Smith has asked the United States Supreme Court for an expedited ruling on whether former President Trump is immune from prosecution. That's in regards to the 2020 election interference case. A lower court already rejected Trump's claim of absolute immunity. Trump appealed that ruling, and the appeals process could possibly delay his trial. By going straight to the high court with his request, Smith has bypassed the traditional appeals court process.
Such a request for quick consideration and quick ruling on such a major issue is highly unusual, but it is not without precedent. Back during the Watergate era, of course, the court ruled in a very much expedited manner that President Nixon could not use executive privilege to keep Congress from getting access to his Oval Office tapes.
In a separate filing, Smith's office says it plans to call 3 experts at trial who reviewed data from the former president's phone. That includes periods of time when Trump's Twitter was open during the January 6th attack. The former president's team claims that Smith is trying to interfere in the 2024 election. The Supreme Court gave Trump's legal team until next Wednesday to respond to this request, and it doesn't mean the high court will hear the case, but it could still consider it. Meanwhile, President Biden meeting with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, rallying for critical U.S. funding for the Russia-Ukraine war. Some Republicans in Congress have pushed back. They want additional aid tied to increased security along our own southern border. ABC's Melissa Adon is tracking the latest.
President, welcome back.
President Biden and Ukraine's President Zelensky meeting today at the White House. Biden encouraging lawmakers to approve the aid package before the year-end holidays.
Congress needs to pass a supplemental funding for Ukraine before they break the holiday recess, before they give Putin the greatest Christmas gift they could possibly give him.
Earlier in the day, President Zelensky on Capitol Hill for an in-person plea for funding, meeting with lawmakers as negotiations over whether to provide additional aid for Ukraine remain gridlocked. Speaker Mike Johnson saying he stands with Ukraine against Russia's invasion, but has received insufficient responses from the White House for a clear strategy on the war.
What the Biden administration seems to be asking for is billions of additional dollars with no appropriate oversight, no clear strategy to win.
Republicans adamant they will not pass additional funding to Ukraine without major changes to immigration policy, including beefing up security along the southern border. Some GOP lawmakers oppose any additional aid for Ukraine at all. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying if Congress does not pass Ukraine aid quickly, it will send a message to the world that the U.S. is abandoning Ukraine.
President Zelensky's message was direct. Ukraine will win the war against Russia if more aid is approved.
Meantime, the fighting in Ukraine wages on. Millions of Ukrainians reportedly losing cell phone and internet coverage after a major hacking attack knocked out the country's largest phone provider. The Pentagon has announced a new $200 million military aid package for Ukraine, which will include air defense missiles and anti-armor systems. It will be paid for using existing funds and won't require congressional approval. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Washington.
Now, during President Zelensky's visit today, the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, also announced new sweeping sanctions aimed at entities supporting Russia's war efforts. A consumer alert tonight that impacts a popular holiday present, those gift cards. Law officers say crooks are draining some cards' values. They'll get them at stores and then move the money to offshore accounts. Apparently, they can do this without altering the card's appearance. On some cards, though, you may see evidence like scuff marks near the barcodes. Law enforcement suggests that shoppers check gift cards thoroughly before you buy them. One California man is already charged with tampering with Target and Apple gift cards. Authorities say they found more than 5,000 gift cards in his possession. New numbers suggest that inflation may be easing. The latest consumer price index rose 3.1% for the 12 months ending in November. But that is down slightly from the 3.2% numbers we saw in October. Gas prices dropped 5.8% from October. That drove the drop in the consumer price index. The cost of housing, though, doesn't appear to be getting any better.
Compared to pre-pandemic levels, prices are still higher. The good news is that inflation peaked a long time ago. We still have higher costs for shelter and services overall, so there's still a bit of a battle going on out there with respect to prices.
Now, food prices moderated from the month before, with inflation down nearly 2/3 from its peak. That was 9.1% back in June. When you remove some of the volatile compounds like food and gasoline, the consumer price index rose 0.3% from October, leaving the year-over-year growth rate unchanged at 4%. That's the lowest it's been since September of 2021. The release of the producer price index tomorrow will be the final piece of economic data the Federal Reserve relies on before announcing whether or not to raise interest rates in December. The city of Pasco is hosting a food drive in support of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Benton and Franklin counties. And if you want to help out, you have one more day to do so. The city's recreation department has been collecting boxes of food with the intent of distributing it to the Boys and Girls Club later this week. Last year, the city managed to collect around 170 food boxes. They're hoping to reach that number again this year. Some large last-minute donations are inching the city closer to that goal.
The donations are starting to come in from within the city and their departments, as well as community businesses and individuals have started to bring in some boxes. We got a call today actually from FedEx Ground that they've collected 40 boxes that they'll be bringing over tomorrow, so that's great to hear.
The city of Pasco met with the director of the Boys and Girls Clubs to help create a list of food items that would be most beneficial to the children they serve over the holidays. The deadline to turn in those boxes is tomorrow before 5 p.m. Recognized for its performance, a Richland rehab facility now in the national spotlight. Y1 Magazine says it's a standout. Plus, more than just a pretty site, we're talking about how a local holiday light showcase is helping nonprofits in Eastern Washington. And more of the current conditions on the way before things begin to clear up. Stacey Lee is tracking all of that in your First Alert forecast next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
When you're looking for low maintenance and safety for you or your loved ones, Bath Fitter can help with our unique tub to shower conversion. There's no lengthy renovation. Bath Fitter is the only company that offers a patented seamless shower wall. And each Bath Fitter installation comes with a lifetime warranty. Bath Fitter's biggest sale of the year is on now. Contact us today for an appointment. We can be there as soon as tomorrow. Many jobs are being installed in less than 2 weeks at the lowest prices of the year.
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life. Orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendonitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at GoKubota.com. At Mattress Depot USA, we believe everyone is entitled to a good night's sleep regardless of their credit situation. That's why we're approving everyone for up to $1,200 towards the purchase of a new mattress with no credit needed. You spend a third of your life in bed, and a comfortable mattress is essential for providing quality of life. $3,000 credit, 100 days same as cash with no credit needed. Only at Mattress Depot USA.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA. Everybody and every girl, sing joy, joy, joy to the world, and the wonders of His love will fill your heart. Oh, you sing joy, joy, joy to the world. Joy, 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 joy to the world.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. In Health News Tonight, medical experts have offered draft guidelines that suggest doctors intervene to help obese children. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force recommendations suggest therapy, and they do not include surgery or medication recommendations. But we know nearly 20% of children in the United States have a high body mass index, which is one of the measures that helps determine obesity. The task force recommends that doctors refer children with weight issues who are at least 6 years old to comprehensive and intensive behavioral therapy. A short-stay rehabilitation facility in Richland has been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best nursing homes of 2024. The Richland Rehabilitation Center was among 15,000 centers evaluated by U.S. News across the country. It was rated among the best for scoring high for safety, resident care, and outcomes. Administrator Holly Kaiser says the recognition came as a pleasant surprise.
I have a pretty amazing team here, which in an industry that is very heavily regulated and very closely scrutinized, that means the world to me. That I have a team that's geared towards doing the best we can. Not that we're perfect by any means, but their heart's in it for the right reasons.
Richland Rehabilitation Center has around 140 staff members and is licensed to serve 71 skilled nursing patients. It also has 24 assisted living beds. The Yakima Valley Museum is hosting its annual Holiday Lights Extravaganza to raise awareness and money for local nonprofits. From now through Saturday, 36 nonprofits have set up Christmas trees representing their organizations throughout the museum. During the event, admission is $13 for adults, $11 for seniors. You also get $5 in scripts to donate to a nonprofit of your choice.
We have so many nonprofits in the area, it's hard to keep track of them. So you can maybe discover some new ones, but also you get to make a small donation towards it.
Yakima Valley Museum is located at 2105 Tieton Drive and is open from 10 to 5 Tuesday through Saturday. Again, is the last day for this event.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Well, the evening commute is on, moving nicely on I-182 in Pasco. Dust Devil Giza Skycam, 42 degrees. Take note of that humidity way up there. We were seeing sprinkles. Not really calling it rain, but it was from that low clouds and fog that's been hanging around throughout the day. Had to use my windshield wipers on my way back from my break earlier today. Winds are light at 5. Our feels like temp is 39, and it's going to be a little bit chillier tonight. Now we have this big system sitting out on the coast. Ridge of high pressure, that's the little break that we've had. But look at the clouds just hanging over the Columbia Basin, eastern Washington. This guy's going to bring some moisture to the west side, a little bit of snow in the Cascades, and maybe a few drops on our side. Now we are tracking cooler temperatures across the United States coming down from Canada. Even our region is seeing that ridge of high pressure. And then eventually as we get into Thursday, we'll start to see that cooler air receding just slightly, but those cool temperatures coming down from Canada. Let's take a look at Futurecast. This is where we've been seeing the clouds and fog on the radar. Those drizzle sprinkles we were seeing earlier didn't even show up on my radar screen. So here's Futurecast. We could see a little bit of clearing, but overall looking like we're going to be dealing with some more fog through tomorrow. Here's that cloud cover and fog through the Yakima Valley, Columbia Basin. And here comes that system off the shore. That's I-5 on the west side as it moves across the Cascades. A little bit of of rain and a little bit of snow at the upper elevations, maybe an inch or so. Nothing substantial, pretty much breaks apart and moves out of the area. So that's pretty much it. We go in towards the weekend with pretty much dry weather and hopefully some clearing conditions as those low clouds and fog move out of the area. Let's take a look at our temperature trend. We've been trending just slightly above. We're going to see those temperatures right about the average for this time of year. And again, a little bit cooler into the weekend. In Yakima, similar conditions there, 38 the high above, and then we start trending down a little bit, just slightly above the average here in Yakima. So just a little bit warmer in the Yakima Valley. Let's take a look at our temperatures around the area tonight. Chilly, a little bit cooler than we were last night by a few degrees. Yakima at 33, 29 Cle Elum, 33 at Sunnyside. Moving into the Columbia Basin, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Hermiston at 35, Tri-Cities 34, and Connell at 32. Looking into the foothills of the Blues, Walla Walla the warmer spot, and Dayton and Pendleton both at 30 degrees tonight. Let's take a look at our temps for tomorrow. Look for mostly cloudy skies, some fog hanging around. Could see a little more of that misty drizzle that we had today. Just kind of gloomy out there. It's like that bone-chilling cold, wet, cold air. Temperatures tomorrow in the 40s. We'll see the low 40s here, just hitting 40 through the Tri-Cities, foothills of the Blues, Dayton a little bit warmer, 41 in Toppenish, and we'll see 37 in Ellensburg. So plan your day out the door tomorrow. Bus stop, you're going to see those temperatures a little chilly and some fog to deal with. Could even be a little bit moist or wet outside with those drizzly conditions. Temperatures barely making it up to 40 degrees by noon, and not a big transition as far as your early morning temps to your midday. So just kind of staying in the 30s with those gloomy conditions, unfortunately. So far, our air quality has been okay. 7-day planning forecast, that's on the way. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. STCU and Apple Valley News Now want your help in finding community volunteers in Benton and Franklin counties who go that extra step to help us all. You can nominate someone like this by clicking on the contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com. From your nominations, we choose volunteers to profile, and then STCU awards his or her organization a $1,000 donation. Thank you for nominating someone, and a big thanks to all of the volunteers who make our community stronger, and to STCU. We'll be right back.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Youth Ride Free with BFT. Check your student ID for the BFT logo, show it to the driver, and ride free. Don't have a BFT logo sticker on your ID? Ask your school how to get yours.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Are your closets overflowing? Is your garage filled with things you no longer need? When you donate to Goodwill, you're not just clearing space in your home. You're creating opportunities for those in need. By donating or shopping at Goodwill, you actively contribute to local employment opportunities and help individuals find work within your community. So donate your gently used items to Goodwill, and together we can transform lives and build a brighter future. Shop Goodwill, changing lives through the power of work.
At US Cellular, anyone can get any phone free. So give yourself a free phone.
She's here.
Then give yourself the gift of not checking it. The gift of connection at US Cellular. New and current customers get any phone free.
Today, Grady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Home design and remodeling can be overwhelming. At Premier Woodworks, we are with you throughout the entire project. Our in-house designers and project manager will help you design the space of your dreams. Whatever the size of project, Premier Woodworks will help maximize your space and turn your vision into reality. Visit our website, premierwoodworksllc.com, or stop by our newly remodeled showroom at 109 North Washington in downtown Kennewick.
Tonight, the American ships defending against attacks in the Red Sea, plus the fate of the remaining hostages in this new phase of the Israel-Hamas war. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
A NOAA report published today says the past summer in the Arctic was the warmest on record. NOAA scientists studied the Arctic's vital signs between October of last year and September of this year. They looked at sea ice volume changes, snow cover, and air and ocean temperatures. The results show the typically frozen northern biome experienced record temperatures of 43 degrees and sea ice continued to shrink. This report comes as scientists already reported this year will officially globally be the hottest on record. Scientists have said the Arctic continues to warm 4 times faster than the rest of the Earth because of climate change. That remote region is a bellwether for the global climate. We'll be right back.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
We wondered, where do people do their banking? So we asked.
I bank at Hapo.
Hapo's my bank. I've been a member of Hapo since I was 10 years old, 60 years.
I bank at Hapo Community Credit Union.
I'm with Hapo.
You're not just a number there, you're treated really well.
I feel like they're part of my community.
It's easy, it's convenient, and I don't know, I just love the people there.
I guess the question we should be asking is, where do you credit union? Join Hapo Community Credit Union today.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Jeff Kreutz.
And I'm attorney Megan Changaroya.
Thank you, Tri-Cities, for voting us Best Personal Injury and Best Overall Law Firm.
We are so honored and grateful to serve this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call the law firm that has served Central Washington for 30 years. Call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a tip for me.
Wait, a tip for shopping?
Oh yeah.
But how much can you really save?
Yeah, I mean, whoa. Yeah, shopping's my superpower.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with, and not worth it. You deserve something better and better. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality health insurance. We have plans with as low as $0 out-of-pocket premiums, a network of local doctors, and a rewards program for making healthy choices. Nice. That's why we're America's #1 marketplace health insurance. So call us or go online now. And Better Health. On a mission for better.
When you get hurt on the job, you never know if you're going to get paid by Labor and Industries. Let Bothwell and Hamill fight on your behalf for your workers' comp. We can often increase your compensation. The sooner you call us, the better. If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Welcome back. We're taking a final look at your forecast. And Stacy, you were mentioning it earlier. It's almost rainy enough for windshield wipers. Yeah. Not quite rainy enough for that rain gear, though.
Right. Not really. It's just drizzle. It's like the fog is just, Anyway, another night of that anyway. And fog. Look at this. Solid fog in Walla Walla through Friday. Going to get a little break finally coming up in the weekend. That fog persists also in the Hermiston area with temperatures not really changing a whole lot. It is getting a little bit cooler at night, and we'll see those temperatures down below the freezing level, especially into the weekend in Walla Walla and Hermiston. So that is really the only change. It's been pretty quiet overall weather-wise. There was a slight, maybe 10% chance of showers Tri-Cities looking the same. Lots of fog going on here. Same thing in Yakima. Look at the overnight lows, though, dropping down in the 20s in the Yakima area. And again, that freezing drizzle, snizzle, whatever you want to call it, when we get cold enough temperatures, that lands on the roadway and could cause slick conditions. So just know it is wet out there and kind of drizzly. And remember to make sure you drive with your headlights on during the day, not on high beams, so everyone can see you when it's this foggy out.
Very important thing to remember.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stacy, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next. We're back tonight at 6, and you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com.